And so, even if earlier the chief of the CIA then and Mrs. Reagan was inviting us to the United States, I told Mrs. Reagan, and she was inviting us for security to come to the United States. I said, thank you, madam. I said, but now that my country is in trouble, Ferdinand and I will be the last person to leave our country. But soon afterwards, when we were being attacked, by rockets, the president finally and I, seeing my children and grandchildren's life being endangered, we may be ready to give our lives for our country, but the children did not yet have the will. And so we asked the children, my daughter and my son, to leave us and bring the children out, but they would not leave their parents behind in the palace. So finally, we accepted to ride the U.S. helicopter to go to Clark. And when we were in Clark Air Base, which is about 40 minutes by helicopter from the palace to Clark Air Base, when we were there, very soon after we were told if there is where we had to get out of the Clark Air Base, because now Clark Air Base was being surrounded by Filipino communists and we were a danger being there. So the president said, so bring us then to Ilocos Norte, Taway, my home province. And so I prepared the plane, and me seeing the plane was quite small, so I was getting already a little suspicious. My woman instinct was saying I was going to feel danger. I looked at the plane, but the plane was small, so I said, this cannot go trans-Pacific. And going to the Pacific from Manila to Honolulu alone would be about 10 to 12 hours. So I said, looking at this small plane, I said, this will not bring us out of the country very far. They must be honest bringing us to Ilocos, which is a small plane, which is only about an hour at the most away. True enough, we got into the plane, thinking we'd be brought to Ilocos. 1 hour passed by, 2 hours passed by. But meanwhile, the president was not too well, so I was very disturbed more about him than the length of this time. But after about 3 hours over, I said, where are we going? This is 3 hours already. And I don't see us landing yet. True enough, it was becoming dawn and we were going down, and I was looking down. And it was an island. It was not an island that looked like any of the islands of the Philippines. I am very knowledgeable and I am very familiar to our terrain of our country, even from air, because I campaigned in the 7,150 islands of my country. And so as we were going down, the general said, we are going down because we are going down to Guam, because we could not land in Ilocos Norte because there are communists that is ready to attack us. They're waiting for us in Ilocos. So this is terrible. Then I leave. And so the others, history from Guam, it was the president got very sick and he had a high fever. And so I said, just bring us to any place where there is a first-class hospital, and right away, the sooner we get him there, the better. So yeah, the thing was to Hawaii. And when we got to Hawaii, we were brought in Hickam Air Base, and we stayed there for over 1 month. And we were in a cottage, half of which was a group of people from the Philippine Embassy and the military, the State Department, that was watching and hovering over us. And the 90 plus members of the staff and the family was in the barracks of Hickam. And I remember the President and I used to walk for several meters away at the clubhouse for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But it was a very humiliating time, a very depriving time, because our things, our valuables could not come in. And it was a very difficult time because we did not even have our things, our personal effects, to the point that even as early as in Guam and in Honolulu, in Hawaii, we had go to PX for things like toothbrush, toothpaste, milk for the children, diapers, and all of this. And we had no money because all of our things were deprived us. And whatever money we had was peso bills. We had no dollar. I did not even have a single dollar because we were of no intent of going anywhere but our country. And to this day, we are still wondering why we are here in the United States.